it's Christine. It's time for a scrapbook process video, and I am working on my October 2022 flavors of the month. I'm behind, y'all. It's just that simple. So what I pulled out is a picture of my daughter and my husband. They were at, I think she told me that was Montana Lake. I'll double check, but I'm almost certain that's what she said, because they were on their little trip in August. And what I'm planning on doing, I pulled this Maggie Holmes collection out because I thought the colors are just really pretty with this. I got these blue flowers. There's kind of this peachy, bluey kind of thing going on here. Now, there are no flowers in this picture, but I don't care. I think the colors are pretty. And I thought, you know what? There's one photo on this little, what is this? This is the sketch of the month. So there's one photo, and then there's like a, big piece here. There's a tag up here, little fishtail banner, a little circle. I think I can make this work, because also there's a little scripty font here, and there's this Love You font. So I haven't even pulled this stuff out, y'all. So I'm just going to make it work. We're just going to play a little bit of a surprise here for myself. There's this little geotag, which is perfect. So the only thing is there's some houses. I won't be using those probably. I don't think. Anyways, so let me do this. Let me pull the stuff out. I hadn't even looked, like I said, I hadn't really got into it. And see what I got to work with here. Oh yeah, this is gorgeous. I'm not even unhappy about this at all. Cute little set of stuff going on here. So let me start cutting into this, and I will come back on shortly, and we'll get going. All right. Okay, so as I mentioned, I did want to use that floral as that main piece in the middle there. And y'all, I overcomplicate this little deal here. I'm trying to put it in the middle, and at first I thought, oh, okay, I got to use the 6-incher, block. Y'all, all I had to do was measure from the edge to the outside. That's when I realized that. Sometimes I swear, y'all, I'm fairly smart, but there's days, y'all, I don't know. So anyway, I figure out where that goes, and I glue it down. And then my thinking here is I'm going to use these little diagonal, it's like a blue on like a greenish color, like a stripe. And I'm going to put a little double-sided tape, and I'll tuck that underneath the edges. And I'll do that. I'm going to cut away, though, because I do that on both sides, and you don't need to sit there and watch me do that. So I'm going to put that as my little border on each side. I don't actually show this either, but I'm going to take my fingernail and just kind of rough up the edge of the floral paper. I didn't think to scuff it before I laid it down there. Not that you have to, because my fingernail worked just fine. But I'm just kind of rough the edges of that. And then when I come back on, I've got that stripe cut up there. So I'll need to trim that down, and I'm going to make my little fishtail banner in just a moment. Here's where I'm trying to figure out how far I want it to be. And then I thought again, why are you overcomplicating this, Christine? Just knock off an inch or ½ inch or whatever. So I think I knocked off a ½ inch. And then I go, okay, that's fine. Again, I was trying to overcomplicate it, y'all. Then I do take my scissors, and I just make me a fishtail banner. I don't really, again, I'm not too precious with it in some sense. I just kind of cut up the middle and then cut my little corners or the little triangles out of here. But I do scuff the edges of this little banner. So, not that it's actually not that bad, but, sometimes if I don't get it perfect, if I scuff the edges, it's kind of hides any defects. But in this case, I didn't do too badly. So I'm going to set that there, and I'm going to look, and I go, okay, now I'm going to map my photo. I do decide to map my photo on this little butterfly paper, so you don't really end up seeing these too much. It just offers a little bit of color behind the photo. I don't think I'm too sad about that, because, there's not any butterflies or anything in this picture, so it's not like I needed to see the butterflies, but it is a really pretty pattern. I will have enough for one more layout, so I gotta think about that. I'm going to look at the Freaky Fast formula for that month and see if it's something I can use, because that could be fun to do the sketch of the month and then the Freaky Fast and see how I get that done. But I'm going to set the little extras away for a little bit. This pink heart paper, though, this turns out real cute. I end up making my tag out of that, and you'll see that in just a minute, because in the sketch, I don't know if y'all can see that sketch. It's real tiny right now because I've cut it, but it's laying there the whole time, just so to help me remember what to do. So I do double map my photo. I will scuff the edges of the little pink heart paper. I didn't scuff the edges of the butterfly paper. And then I'm going to actually decide, honestly, at that point, that it's not quite separate enough, or it's not quite, you can't see it real great. So I'm going to run over to my stash, and I'm going to get some gray cardstock. I think it's just like a basil textured cardstock, but it's like a gray. And you'll see that in just a minute. I've run over, where is it, y'all? I don't even know. Oh, it's underneath my hands down there. It's down at the bottom. You can see I got a little gray cardstock now. So that's where I have scuffed the edges of my little fishtail banner, and I do have my gray cardstock. I'm going to start gluing this stuff down, and I will put foam behind the picture to kind of pop it up. Now, there's a little bit of in the upper right corner, you're going to see there's a little, she had a, was it a flower? What? I can't see what that is. Yeah, it's a flower up underneath there. Now we'll end up with a flower up underneath there. I wasn't sure at first. I actually got off into my stuff, and Miss Tara had sent me a bunch of rosettes not too long ago, and I thought I might could use those. but it was going to be a little bit too much dimension because of this design here. I needed to have it kind of tuck up underneath stuff. And the rosettes really kind of have to be on top of things for it to do right. So I put those away. I decided I'm going to use them another day, but I will pull those back out. This right here, I actually contemplated a doily or whatever, because the sketch shows kind of a big half circle up underneath the photo, but I didn't really have a doily that I was going to work. So I ended up just doing a little 3-inch punch. I say little, it's a good size circle, but I did a 3-inch punch, and the little back of I can't remember which paper is the back of that, but it's got little bows and stuff. I did scuff the edges of that little half circle too. And I decided to put that up on the right-hand side underneath, but then I took a little sticker off of this. It's a Hip Kit Club. I don't remember. I feel like it was from the spring of 2022 because it's got little like plants and things, but there's a sticker and it says, "Anywhere with you is my happy place." And I put that to the left of the little half circle. And then I start with these stickers up here on the upper right, but then I decide, honestly, that they're just, well, they stuck good too, by the way, because I set it down there just very small, just a little bit, thinking I might kind of testing things, but I ended up deciding against that. I thought it was getting too lost on the floral pattern, so I ended up pulling those off. I go, nope, that's not going to work. Decided against those. And so, yeah, those go back in the back of the package. Those are cute pictures, or stickers, though. They're like little plant-based, and it says, like, grow on me and things like that. But the colors went real well, and I do pull out a couple other things. Like I said, I have that one sticker that says, "Anywhere with you is my happy place." I'll end up pulling out a sticker that says, "Remember," and then one that says, "Noteworthy." And I like how those end up looking. But first, I can't decide on that just yet, so I end up pulling out the title. So it says, "Love You." And I actually fart around with this title just a little bit, because I'm not typically one to stick a title like above a photo, and then it's not my normal style, so I kind of struggle with it, if I'm honest. I move it around a little bit. There's even a little gold bow on the I guess, is that considered puffy stickers? I guess kind of. And I moved that thing around a couple of different times, but I decided against it ultimately. The sketch showed like a flower in the lower left corner of the photo, so I moved that yellow bow, the little ephemera bow down there. And then I decided, well, maybe I put this gold bow up here. So you'll see I'm going to move this around. I'll ultimately decide against all of it. I don't end up using that gold bow at all. It just the sketch didn't really show anything that really kind of would maybe be that element. And I didn't like how the title was going to end up looking. So, whoop, it come down. It doesn't go quite down that low, though, because that U is, the little Y on the U was going to get messed up. So I ended up kind of putting it basically where the sketch went. I do like how it turned out, though. I like that little gold font. So anyway, I'm kind of going through my stuff here, and I'm going to end up pulling out the little green geotag. That's going to go down there on the little sticker that says "Anywhere with you." And then I'm going to, the XOXO, I do put that on the top of the half circle. That really wasn't represented by the sketch either, but I kind of liked it. I thought it was cute, and it goes well. This is a daddy-daughter trip, by the way. This is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'll write on here in the little journaling, but they're at Montana Lake. They've been doing an annual daddy-daughter trip since she graduated college. And I think it's healthy for them. It's really good. So I love all the pictures that she sends me. My daughter's the smart one. She takes all the pictures, and she sends me lots of selfies, and she does a really good job. I'm pleased, because she knows I like to scrapbook this stuff. So I do pull out that heart puffy sticker that's going to go over that kind of a vellum floral that was in the ephemera that I got. And then I put the blue puffy heart up over the top of that little sticker I stuck in the upper left. I haven't pulled out that remember word sticker. I think this might be where I do it. I do have that tag. I did take that pink paper, the pink heart paper, and I used my We Are Memory Keepers and made the little tag that was showing on the sketch. That's where I decided to put that little remember sticker there. And I've already done the string too. I didn't make y'all sit through some of this stuff. I kind of did it off camera and then came back on. Here's where I find that noteworthy. I kind of like that. That really wasn't on the sketch either, but I do like the colors, and I think it's kind of pretty. Okay, so now I've decided, you know what, there was mixed media on that sketch, and why I didn't do it to begin with is beyond me. But this is where I go, you know what, it's okay. I'll just get this little gold shimmer, and I'm going to use this. And I hadn't really glued everything down per se, so I thought, well, I can squish this up underneath here. Y'all, this was probably the least effective mixed media I have ever done. I don't know what happened. It was like it just, the little baggie, this little bag, I'm going to stop using it. Every time I use it, it's like it just puddles it. It's something about the texture of it or something. It's not technically, quote, packaging, so maybe that's my problem. I really don't know. But I just don't feel like I was able to, it kind of just made big mushes, and it didn't do exactly right. But luckily, since the color is so light and it's just a shimmer, it's not like it hurt anything. It's not like I don't remember when I showed y'all the last layout that had this reddish mixed media that was just a ginormous smush and didn't turn out the way. This last couple of times I've struggled. I need to practice a little bit more, I guess, on something else. And this time I dropped the I thought, well, I'm going to try a different technique. And I just put the ink on it and then squished it. And that still kind of didn't turn out exactly right. Like I said, it's not a big deal because the shimmer is so light. But I'm not going to lie, y'all. That was not an effective mixed media technique. It did not work too well for me. But I do like the shimmer on it. I think the gold shimmer is really pretty because it goes with the letter stickers. And I think that looks really pretty. And I think, do I do anything else, y'all? I think I'm just cleaning my mess up here. I don't know why I'm making y'all watch me do that. I do take my Nuvo glue. I glue my string down. I've told y'all this before. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I don't. Actually, it's a lie. Most of the time I do because I do kind of want the string to be in a certain spot on my layouts when I do that. So I'm just taking my Nuvo glue and just gluing down the pieces now that we're kind of floating in the air. Why I left this in here is beyond me, but that is actually all I'm going to do to the layout, y'all. So I'm going to slow it down so you can kind of see it. I think I did a pretty good job matching up with the sketch, and I got to use that collection. So very excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Instagram at Scrapping Harden. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.